Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. I am Ed Silla, and with me is my partner in crime, Alex Pastrana. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Yeah, excited to get this going. I'm super hyped about talking about movies and TV and gaming, everything.
Yes, sir. I know it's our first. This is our first time for anybody who is actually listening to the first podcast. It's our first one, and just give us all, any shadow of the doubt that we'll do well. But we appreciate you if you are listening to this. That you're sticking with us for at least for our first time. But yeah, this is we're giving you the slices of movies and tech and gaming news of the week. That's what we're here to do, and try to make it entertaining for you guys as much as possible. And so I'm just gonna push to a possible intro that we might have. If we have it, my future self will play it right now here on the podcast. Here we go.
Pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time.
Yeah, like so. If you haven't figured out yet, we're talking all things TV and movie and gaming. Eventually, when we get to that,
Yes,
when there's
sir.
big gaming news to talk about. But a little background on Ed and myself: we're both video editors. We've both worked in Hollywood for the past, I think, 10 years.
Yeah, no.
Coming up on 10 years. We both still have full-time editor jobs. But we decided to start this podcast because, you know, we were some of the few that didn't make it. We're not editing movies.
Not, and I'll say not yet. You never know, man. You
Ed,
just never know.
Ed's still holding on.
Morgan Freeman
mine's
didn't
gone,
become an
yeah.
actor until he was 40 or something.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were Morgan Freeman.
I'm not sure if
Uh,
that's accurate, but I saw that in the front of like one movie one
I
time.
feel like that's not accurate. Maybe it is. Maybe it might be. I mean, he's still acting. He's like
He's still
95.
at somewhat.
Yeah.
Whatever else. Fucking who else? Harrison Ford didn't start till he was like
Harrison Ford is old.
30.
I mean,
right?
we're both 30. I think we're both over 30.
Yeah. So
So
there might be time.
maybe
There
this
might
is
be.
our maybe this is our
or
big
we're
break.
destined to talk about movies as nerds forever, just like this.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And,
Which
and
case it might
nobody's
be
gonna
fine.
listen. No one's gonna
No.
listen except our, moms and girlfriends. So that's at least they love us. Just kidding. My girlfriend's not listening. Anyway. Anyway,
Uh,
we have to talk about Eternals. So Ed saw the movie because of Ed's job. He got to see the movie a couple weeks ago,
3 weeks now. Yeah.
3 weeks before it came out into theaters. I saw it this past weekend, and he actually wanted me to withhold my opinion of the movie until we talked about it. And the reason we wanted to do this is a more organic conversation. We weren't going to repeat things we were already going to say. But also, I don't know if you've noticed, Eternals is now the lowest rated MCU film in history with the very, very bad 46% rotten. This
Hold
movie
up. Wait, what? It dropped to 46?
It is at 46%.
Get the
46%
F
rotten,
out.
46% rotten as of Tuesday, November 9th at 7:08.
It
Pacific
just never
Standard.
ends. It just never ends with this movie. I just did an after show for Rotten Tomatoes talking about it, and it was 47, which I was already heartbroken. But now it's 46. It dropped even more.
Yeah.
Good
Dropped even more to
Lord.
46. I have the page up. I can read some of the reviews. But first, before we go into why we think the reviews are so mixed, I have my opinions.
Yes.
I'm sure Ed has some, very intriguing opinions. I'm actually gonna give Ed my genuine reaction to the film.
I have no clue. I asked him to hold it. I have no clue. He knows how I feel, and
Correct.
I love it. So I this is the first time I'm hearing this. Go ahead.
Yes. After watching the 2 hour and 37-minute film, I left it, and I enjoyed it.
You did?
Really, I really,
Yes.
really enjoyed it. I thought, I think films like Shang-Chi, which I loved, Shang-Chi felt long to me. It felt like there's about 30 minutes in here that we can just cut. Black Widow felt long to me. Like I was like, come on, we gotta go. Let's keep this moving. Where she's talking to the dude who does literally nothing in the movie, gets her a fucking plane out of his butt. But that guy.
It's basically Black Widow's like
Yeah.
fuck boy. He's
Right.
there all
Like,
the time to help
what
her.
are you doing?
She
What do
gives
you do? You don't
does
do anything in this movie. Why are you here? Get out of here.
he's like
S-
literally vital to her survival, and yet he also does nothing at the same
right. He
time. It's so weird.
absolutely nothing.
Anyways, keep
Strange.
going. Keep going.
But there's Black Widow could be a much shorter, succinct movie.
Yeah.
This film, I didn't feel that. You know,
Yeah.
I think Chloe Zhao, the way she constructed the movie, and I know it goes back and forth a lot, but I actually really, really enjoyed it in this. It didn't bug me. There's other films where it does bug me, where it's like, we don't need to jump back again. But like, if this isn't even like a keen eye detail, but it's like you notice that as the movie moves forward in time, so do the flashbacks. Like you start super far back in Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I went to
Mesopotamia.
college. That's it. That's it. Anyway, I went to Arizona State for college. Anyway,
Well, there's this. You went to state college. Just
yeah.
kidding.
Okay, get out of here.
Just
Anyway,
kidding.
so it starts back there, and I think it starts for anyone saying the movie's boring. First and foremost, you're wrong. It's not. I don't know how you can say a movie's boring when that first scene is literally the Internals coming to Earth and just absolutely taking it to the deviants. Like you get to see all the powers. Kingo with his powers. Makari was my favorite.
Makari is
She is so cool. Like I hope the Flash movie can utilize fights the way she was able to. The way she was able to just take on Icarus, basically super,
Yes. Thank
and
you.
just beat the hell out of him was so cool.
That was
I
easily
like,
one of the highlights of the film. As much as I
yes,
didn't love the third act, I liked it, but it wasn't like I loved it. But that
right.
part was fucking awesome. That was
That part
just
was
like
great.
that was it. I was
Her,
like third part.
yeah,
That's all I wanted to see. That's all I needed to
yeah,
see
yeah.
was
And
Makari
again,
taking it to him. Yeah,
I did have issues with the third act as well.
yeah. It's
But
not a perfect
in
film. It's
terms
not a
of
perfect film.
it's not a perfect film, but in
No.
terms of people saying the film's boring, I don't think it is. I think it's very well structured. Again,
Yeah.
you move forward in time in present day, and then you realize the flashbacks are going back in time, but also in chronological order until you reach the 6 days ago, and you realize, oh, this mother, it. I told Ed before I saw the movie, I was like, I bet, I think Icarus is gonna break bad.
Yeah,
That's
I forgot about that. You said that. I was like, I don't know, maybe.
yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
and I love that.
I think you could definitely see it a mile away. And yeah, I thought the post credit scenes were fantastic. I mean, first of all, if you have Foreigner feels like the first time in a post credit scene, and then you're gonna put Patton Oswalt in it. I know all the other people probably care more about
Yeah.
Harry Styles. I care more about Patton Oswalt.
I love
think
Patton
he's
Oswalt. I
great.
agree. I
Yeah,
knew him immediately. Like when he
yeah,
plays, I guess
yeah.
Pip the
Pip,
something.
Pip the troll, Pip the
Pip the
troll. I believe.
Troll. Yeah, he plays
Yeah,
Pip the Troll, and yeah, I knew him exactly. Anyways, keep going. Yeah,
wonderful. And then obviously the second
Harry
one,
Styles.
Harry, the Harry Styles, but also the second end screen with
Oh yeah.
Dane Whitman, and then Blade.
Yeah.
Mahershala
Wait.
Ali.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. So I was thinking we are gonna wait a few till
Oh,
we
wait,
get to that.
we are.
Oh, we are. Okay. Let's
We
wait.
are.
But
Let's
damn.
let's discuss.
Because I
Let's
heard about
discuss
that
the film.
today. But yeah, keep going. Keep
Oh
going.
yeah, she confirmed it. It's him.
I had. Oh my
Um,
god, dude.
Anyway,
Yes.
so
Keep going.
the post credit scenes with Dane Whitman, that's obviously going to be super cool to see how that turns out. Again, you got to see the universe expand in a really different way, and it works really well as a drama. But I wouldn't classify it as a drama. It's like it's an MCU film. It's maybe not your typical MCU film, but
No.
it's a fun. The comedic timing is great. Kingo and
Karun.
yes, Karun, they're hilarious together, and they can really like kind of carry the movie to when you get to Thena and her problems, and like everything just came together and it worked well. And each, yeah, it's a long movie, but each actor kind of gets their moment. Sprite, she's kind of a throwaway character. Oh, we're gonna make you a human at the end. That's a nice thing to do.
More so than the other ones. That being said, I did at least like what they gave her to work with, which was her internal struggle, which was that she is a child
Stuck being a
forever.
kid.
And I love that. I thought that was at least very different of a problem than anybody else. And I see again, it's that attention to detail that Chloe has for finding the humanity and like human problems with characters. I was like, okay, that's great. That's
yeah. And it's a beautifully shot film. She went to a lot of crazy different locations. Uh,
Yeah.
and I just really enjoyed it. I think it was a fun film. I didn't feel the length of the film. Uh, and I would rewatch this movie over Black Widow. I would rewatch it over Captain Marvel. I'd rewatch it over the first Thor, over the second Thor, honestly, over the second Iron Man movie. I thought it was great. It was a fun adventure, and it was like an adventure through time, which was fun. Some problems I had with it. Pacing in the third act got a little wonky. Um,
Yes.
I didn't. It was a little weird to me. I didn't love the. I thought the internal conflict for Sprite was enough. I didn't love the. Oh, she's also in love with Icarus. Uh,
Yeah, that was yeah.
I was like, I don't need that, but I get it. Adds
Yeah.
drama. And then I think they did a very mostly good job explaining who and what the Eternals are. Until the point where we got to where they said, "Oh, they're robots," and I was like, "Wait a minute, that's kind of weird."
I
You know,
also was confused by at least the terminology robot. I I guess but I assume they mean it more so though that they're not organically created is what I got out of that. Not so much that they're like fucking Terminator endoskeleton robots is what I got with that.
Terminator for
Cuz they're
foreshadowing.
clearly not, right?
Yeah.
They're clearly not metal or anything like
See
that.
that's where I got a little confused. I was like,
Yeah, right. Yeah,
um,
yeah. It's a little
but
confusing, but ultimately
yeah,
they're not human, obviously. They're not
right,
of that kind, but they're also they come from an assembly line more or less, right? They're made and they have a purpose, much like like a tool more than likely more or less, right? But they do have some form of sentience though, because they actually think and feel. So they don't go into that in the movie, and that's okay. I don't mind that. There's too much to already
right,
think about, but I think
right, right.
down the line, I'm sure they'll get to it. But yeah, that was
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
like
If the
okay, I
movie
don't
gets
know,
a
maybe
sequel, maybe
if
we'll get a little bit more.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought, yeah, Makari was amazing. Fastos was great. Um, Gilgamesh, I wish we got a little bit more with him.
I know.
I was sad that he died. They axed him off, but that's okay.
But I'm
Um,
glad they did. I am glad they
yeah,
did. That was actually one of my highlights because as you know, I have a big issue with the fact that the MCU can't seem to stick their deaths. And
right.
because it cheapens it. To me, it really does cheapen it. I actually really wish that's one of the only things about the multiverse that I'm sort of like about. I'm like, okay, great. Now we can see other
Tony
characters
Stark
come back
again,
and
and yeah, yeah,
but yeah, I'm like, okay, cool. Like it is cool
yeah,
to see them, but at the same time there is something really really powerful to having a character die and just
right.
be done and we never see them again. I think there's and that's
100%.
yeah, and there's just something to the MCU where it's just like, okay. And they get it from the comics too. I get it. It's I'm not mad. It's just a little disappointing because like, that's just how it goes. And that's fine.
Right.
But it was
Yeah.
nice. It was nice to see a true death scene because they cremate him and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
we've never seen that. Like, oh wow, like I mean, again, they're robots or whatever. Like, no, and they
Right.
still cremated him. Like,
That's why that was something I didn't love. I was like, wait a minute, are they
sure,
robots? Are they sentient beings?
it's
Are they
confusing a little bit, yeah,
what
for
are they
sure. Because one of the
exactly?
best things
And
is that she humanizes these people who are aliens. They're not actually from Earth, but they feel the most human out of
right.
anybody we've ever, even hero we've ever really come
Yeah.
across. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like that. I love that. I love those these like little
Yeah.
details that are very like Chloe Zhao
Yeah. I mean,
obviously paying attention to that kind of stuff. I think was
the action scenes
overshadowing.
again also, and another thing I liked about it is they were very well placed. And
Yeah,
it wasn't like, oh boom, here's an action scene.
right.
Um or like, oh, they were well timed and well placed and just really all fun to watch.
Yeah.
And they were all, kind of big in scale. And I thought the CGI was great.
hmm Up until
Maybe
Pip the
I'm
Troll,
wrong.
but yeah,
Well, yeah, I mean, they probably shot that like last
yeah. That's
month.
the thing. This is
Yeah,
like end credit scenes are not typically like in the production
yeah.
schedule of that, so I don't really.
They
But
they shot that last
still,
month.
though,
I don't care what
Pip
anybody
the
says.
Troll was.
Yeah,
Ugh. I was like, what the fuck is this?
yeah.
Anyways,
That belongs in the CW. Get that out.
yeah.
Get off that my get out of my MCU film.
Wow, what a
Um,
hit to CW. They have terrible CGI though.
Go
That's true.
go watch The Flash.
No, it's so true.
Anyway,
You're right. I'm not, yeah.
yeah. So like, I thought the movie was great. I really liked it.
Dude.
And again, give me your thoughts,
No,
because
well, first of all, my thoughts for you. Just I'm so thrilled. First of all, that you loved it. Because here's a little backstory about my journey with these past 3 fucking weeks of just torment. Is, I saw it, yeah, about 3 weeks ago now at a early screening, and I loved it. And then of course the next 2 weeks I'm like, how is anybody else gonna like respond to this? And of course it's been quite the downer to see that yeah, it started off really rough. It started off at like low 70s, and I was like, okay, I was expecting this to be there on the
yeah,
tomato meter, by the way, on Rotten Tomatoes, and then it goes down to 60, and then by the time week 2 comes around, it's at the precipice of fresh or rotten, and I
right,
was like, oh shit, this is gonna happen. Like, this is it. This is the
yeah,
first time that we're gonna have a rotten MCU film. Lo and
yeah.
behold, it dips below 60%, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out because it's like this movie's. I came out of the movie going, I love this movie. It's so cool, and it's so well done. And I would put it in my probably top tier MCU films. Don't know where exactly it is
Mm,
yet, but I would put it in my top tier. And then to see it, it was a shot to my heart that it was gonna be
yeah,
rotten. And yeah, lo and behold, it is the first and only
yeah,
rotten movie. And so in the following weeks, when people started seeing it, some of my friends, I was telling people, I did an Instagram story about like, look, I felt I had to
yeah,
come to the rescue a little bit. I was like, look,
yeah, yeah.
guys, it's a drama. If you expect this to be some Avengers level thing, it's not that. It's not that. So go into it knowing it's a drama, and that if you're in that mindset, maybe you'll like it a little more. And lo and behold, it seemed to be a critic thing, which I can't even explain yet. But once the audience started seeing it, it's
I have a theory
80%
about
right
it.
now. Oh, you do? Okay,
Yeah,
well, let me finish it
yeah,
really quick, and
yeah,
I'll get to
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
80% audience, and so there's a little light here that this movie's was actually good. I'm not crazy. I still can't explain why the critics didn't like it, but to know that you did, do that, I was
Uh,
getting I was having heart flutters. That
yeah,
I was like, holy shit, I don't know if he likes it. I was like,
yeah.
fuck,
No,
am I crazy?
I
But
loved
I'm
it.
so happy, dude.
Uh, I don't know if I put it. The more I actually sit with the film, the more I like it.
Absolutely, yeah,
I keep going back to those scenes with Makari and Kingo,
yeah,
and like that was good action. I'm
yeah.
sorry if you disagree, but I think that was good
No,
action.
you mean the
I,
action
I
scenes?
Yeah, the action scenes. I thought all the action scenes
Oh,
were
absolutely.
fantastic. She like the forest scene, where they're being chased by the deviants
Yeah,
at
Druig's
Druig's.
Amazon rainforest
Yeah,
location of some
which,
sort.
by
Yeah.
the way, Druig could also steal the show. He was fantastic in the movie. I don't
Every
really
I
know anything about
every
that
single
actor, but
person,
yeah,
every single person in all 10 Eternals, I
yeah,
think were perfectly cast. There's not
yeah,
one Eternal that I thought was
they did great.
badly performed or I didn't care about. They were all I cared about all of them, and yeah, some more than others. But yeah, even Druig, who I actually thought in the beginning was gonna be like, they were kind of setting him up to be sort of like maybe the wild card,
Bad guy. Yeah,
the bad guy, and he turned out not that at all. He's just, he
yeah,
had his problems with humanity, but he turned out to be just a perfectly fine person.
yeah,
But yeah, everyone, I had no issues with anybody, and I think they all each got enough of their screen time that they needed for how they functioned. Again,
right.
10 people that she had to introduce. So when critics started saying like it's too much or like it's very muddled, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, she did a phenomenal job with what she was given, Chloe Zhao.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
So
and it's
anyways,
it's more than just 10. She also introduced
others,
Kit
yeah,
Harington.
Kid
Like, that's
yes,
11.
Dane
That
Whitman,
his
yeah.
character is going to be, I think, big going forward. I mean, you don't sign
I
Kit
don't know,
Harington
I
to
don't know.
go for it.
Yes,
Like,
Kid Harington. I
you
love
can't
that.
sign for not. You can't you
Uh,
can't do that to Jon Snow and then kill him off again. No,
no, no,
Eh,
no.
he's
We know he's
he's
Black
gonna
Knight.
be. Yeah, he's gonna be. That's Go read more about Black Knight and the
I
sword
don't
he
know anything
holds.
about. I have no
It's
clue.
called the Ebony Blade.
Ebony
It
Blade, yeah.
is it is strong enough to behead a celestial. So
What?
Asherim, yeah, Arsham, sorry, Arsham,
Arisham.
Erishim,
Yeah,
God damn, Erishim. I love the movie. I can't remember anybody's name, but Erishim,
you got it.
he could, in theory, cut off his head. He could go save Cersei and Kingo
How in the
and
okay? So
Fastos.
okay, there's
Because the
clearly a
Ebony
lot
Blade
to
is
that.
this. There's a lot. We don't need to get into it, but you should be excited about Black Knight because it's going to be insane. And if
I am.
Black Knight is trained by Mahershala Ali and Blade in the Blade movie, oh,
Okay, hold on. We need
let's
to.
go.
We need to talk about it already because every time you say it, I flip the fuck
Wait,
out.
hold time out. No, we need to. We need to
Oh,
wait.
okay, okay, go.
There's layers to this, man.
All
You got to
right,
follow
I'm
the
sure there
show doc.
is. All right, go.
But anyway, before we talk about, oh shoot, oh no, you know what? Let's talk about the post-credit scenes. Let's talk about the post-credit scenes. All right,
Let's do it.
We'll jump into why we think reviews are so mixed after.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, what do you have to say
About the post-credit scenes?
about Blade and all of that?
Okay, well, okay. First of all, how I reacted to the scenes were a little bit. It was more mixed, just because I don't. They were niche. I didn't know what I was really looking at for the most part.
It's a little inside baseball. Yeah.
It's definitely inside baseball, more so than the rest of the other post-credit scenes we ever had. And so
100%.
I was like, okay, I was excited. I was like, okay, fucking Harry Styles, I dig it. Patton Oswalt, really cool. Dane Whitman, Kit Harington, and I was like, okay, I get it. These are all really cool, but I just don't know enough to go, flip the f out. But I was very intrigued. So, but to go with the, again, Eros. We'll start with Eros. Harry Styles in the fucking MCU. Star Fox. Yeah, Star Fox. I knew him the moment I saw him. I was like, that's fucking Harry Styles. I even I was with Valeria. This is our friend, also a coworker. I was like, that's fucking Harry Styles. I didn't know. So apparently a few people knew that Harry Styles was in this. It was leaked before the movie. I had no clue. I don't follow it that closely.
Someone who got invited to the premiere and I guess reviewed the film literally tweeted.
Well, that was after. Yeah, that was after the film. Right. Yeah. Variety. Some person at Variety. I will not name who that person is.
People knew before though?
Yeah, people knew before. It was leaked.
I didn't know
it was leaked out before that. Some people knew Harry was in it in some capacity, didn't know what. So there you go. I didn't know. And then so when he comes on screen, I'm like, I love it. Fucking yes. I think that's a brilliant casting choice. One, it's Harry Styles. He's it's freaking One Direction band member. It's gonna get all the people who it'll get a lot of girls and people who who don't normally care for the MCU to be like,
right,
I have a reason to watch it now. And he did a good job in Dunkirk. I think he's a fairly good actor, and I think he did great in this one.
Super talented, and I think
super talented.
I think Eros, the character he plays, he will eventually play. A little background: Eros is Thanos' brother.
Right.
He's also an Eternal, which, by the way, Thanos is an Eternal, but with the deviant gene.
Right. A mixture. He's a mixture. He's
with a deviant gene, Eternal with a deviant gene.
Well, what is that exact? What is that like? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Okay. I got you.
Who's a good
mixed race? He's of mixed race.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Of some kind of type. Something like that.
Anyway, let's move forward. So yeah, Eros in the comics plays this kind of like suave ladies' man. So that's like the perfect casting.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, he walked in. Casting. Yeah, and you know
again,
he was
anything playing foreigners feels like the very first time. Come on, like I was like, yes, that's super cool. That's great. I love that.
The MCU doesn't always get its
music beats
right, but the choice of popular music is typically pretty good.
Things the MCU doesn't get right. Music.
And when we say that, I want to specify it's why am I forgetting the name of what I want to say? The sound the soundtrack. No, the soundtrack kind of sounds like it should be the main music though, like the
composition.
Yeah, the composed music. Yes,
the composition. The
score. Sure. Yes, the score. Yes, thank you.
Score.
Why do I forgot that? Sorry. The scores are not always the best. Yes.
Okay, fine. Agreed. Anyway, so and then you go to the second post-credit scene, which I'm so surprised it took you so long to hear that it was Mahershala Ali, because I saw once I got out of the theater, I heard his voice and I was like, when he says, "Are you sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?" Right. And I'm like, that sounded like Mahershala.
It didn't
That's
come to
not
my mind. It didn't come to my mind because his film is not even on the docket yet. So I mean I know he was coming, but I didn't know they even did anything past the freaking reveal at Comic-Con.
I
So
think
I had no clue. It didn't come to my. I mean, obviously it was like, is that Nick Fury? Because he's always that kind of guy. But I was like, no, that's not Nick Fury. And
no,
I
no,
was thinking about him. I'm like, who was
yeah,
that voice?
yeah. So Brandon
And
Davis of comicbookmovie.com, I
yeah,
think that's what it
I
is.
spoke to David
He
Brandon the other day actually.
Yeah, he asked Chloe Zhao in the interview, "Is that Mahershala
She said,
and
yeah.
Blade?" And she goes, "Yes, that was him."
What the?
Um, so yeah, she
W-
confirmed that.
Which means that particular scene goes longer, right? They must have
Could
shot more,
I
right?
mean,
I like
maybe.
to think
I
so.
don't think they did. I mean, look,
Because it's not
the
like because it was a little bit weirdly edited, in which case it wasn't really edited, right? Like it stayed on his camera, and then he just kind of turns. So but it's shot in a way that you would expect a reversal, but
right
you just hear the voice, which sounds like an edit choice. Where it's like, well, we're not going to show him yet, but we'll just have his voice play. I don't know. That's how it felt like to me. That it was like
50-50.
there's
We may never
more.
see the end of that scene.
We may not.
Marvel's not good. I can only vividly remember one post credit scene that was actually used in the movie the next time, and that was the post credit scene for Ant-Man, and
Oh,
it was the
right,
Civil War tease
right. With
when Bucky's got
Winter
his arm
Soldiers,
stuck in the thing, yeah,
right?
and he
Yeah,
goes, "I know a guy," and
right,
that scene was in the movie.
right.
So that's the only
No,
one I can actually remember.
but that scene obviously. I mean, that was obvious. That was obviously That was a Civil War
Yeah,
scene. We knew
right.
that. But this one seems like it was. It could have been shot for for this movie, just for this. But at the same time, again, I don't know. Like
Right.
it makes me wonder: is he in Blade? Is Dane Whitman in Blade?
I think he is. I think he's going to get trained
Right?
by Blade how to use the ebony blade. I think I saw something that um Blade does team up with Dane at one point in the comics. I think, and Marvel does keep it pretty close to the comics. Um, you know, so I feel like it's gonna be in the comics. You know, like Marvel does keep it super close. Like people
Yeah.
got upset. Oh, Bucky shouldn't
Yeah.
be Captain America. Well, Bucky's Captain America in the comics. Like he's not Bucky. Sorry, Sam. Sam is
Sam.
Captain America in the comics. Like
He is. Yeah.
they do
That's
follow
legit.
the comics. So you know, I think we'll see him team up with Blade, and I think that'll actually people will be excited for Blade,
Super excited. Super excited for sure.
but it won't get it'll do Eternals money. You know, it's not going to do
Yeah.
and Shang-Chi money and
Probably.
even Black Widow money. It's not going to do, you know, No Way Home may
It's
do big bucks, but
it's a
Doctor
new
Strange
character.
2 is going to do big bucks, you know. So having someone like Kit Harington in it will help.
But wait, hold. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're ultimately right about that for sure. Just because it's a newer IP, it's the first movie in whatever franchise, and just introducing a character.
Mhm.
But it has two things going for it. That
What?
it's Blade, and we've already had our share of a really freaking awesome Blade. In
Blade 2 is one of my favorite movies.
there you
Love
go.
it. Guillermo del
Um,
Toro. Are you kidding me?
oh, dude, Blade 2 was fucking awesome. Way better than it should have been. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Blade 1 was awesome. But with what am I forgetting his name?
Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes, Mr. Snipes. Fucking awesome already, right?
Mr. Snipes.
And then you have Mahershala Ali, who is one of the bigger stars nowadays in modern times. You know, he's done many a movie. He's won an Academy Award, and he's big. And I think even though for those two reasons, I think it does have the potential to do better than even
Mm.
some of the more recent ones. But we'll see. But
I
it
mean,
has stuff going for it. It definitely does.
Yeah, another point, like to take into consideration of why it will be better. We're not going to be in COVID. We're not going to be in pandemic.
Yes,
People aren't going to
obviously.
be as scared to go to the theater.
Well,
If you're still scared to go to the theater, I'm sorry. I think you should go. It's great. It's
oh,
a
for
great
sure.
experience.
Yeah,
Go
be
see the movie on the
vaccinated
biggest screen.
first of all, though.
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
be
yeah.
try
Sure.
to be vaccinated, or at least wear your
I don't
mask
care. Yeah,
and don't eat
yeah.
or something.
Boom. Just go to the
But
theater and try to enjoy the film.
but you know, I know, but I feel that way for any movie that came out during this time. It's hard. Like
Yeah,
I hate even the fact that we try to say that a movie didn't do well or did
Yeah,
well during this time. It's not it. You can't put it up against
it's yeah,
2019.
it's not
It's
a
not
fair
fair.
barometer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's absolutely not fair at all because
right.
it's a moving target.
Yeah,
Things are completely
yeah,
changing every single week during this
yeah.
time. So to even like talk about, I mean, like I have a hard time talking about it just, but I'm like, I don't know. I guess, I don't know because I don't even think uh people who the people who in charge of that even really
Yeah.
know that they have to report it, right? So
Right. So, I think
I don't know.
but it'll get better, and I think, theater experience I don't think is going anywhere. You've
No,
seen you
that's been
saw
proven.
yeah, nothing can replace
No,
watching a
nothing
movie
like it,
in a
dude.
movie
When I
theater.
saw that, by the way, this movie. Sorry, that's my dog.
Not my dog.
Uh, not my dog. The the seeing this movie in IMAX was also a really really nice treat. I don't. Did you see it in IMAX? That's the other question I had for you.
I did not.
Oh boy,
You didn't
man.
tell me you saw it in IMAX, so you didn't see just
Yeah,
it in
my
IMAX.
bad.
I
I'm
just saw it
sorry.
in
I'm sorry.
I know. I saw
But
it
they
then.
did. Well, they did shoot. They did shoot select scenes in IMAX. I was lucky enough to get it in an IMAX screen. And dude, oh my god, that celestial scene
Which
in
one? There's many.
the first like the Arish any of the Arisham
Okay.
scenes like when they get
Okay.
over to talk to him. Oh my god, dude! Like
Mm.
it's full screen. Whole. I mean, I get shivers because like the way that it was framed. And just the space, like just the framing of it was like you were in fucking space, and you were just
Right.
at the behest of this enormous thing. I really felt like one
Right.
of them in that moment. I was like, wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the power of IMAX at that point where I'm like, dude, it
Right.
really does matter sometimes. Like any films that are not shot with IMAX cameras that are put into that, I would argue definitely not necessary.
Don't
But
need to be. Yeah.
when it's in the DNA of the film, it
Right.
really does matter when you have a really skilled cinematographer who purposely shoots for that. Another perfect example was Dune. I
Hmm.
mean, just fucking wow, and just to see that in an MCU film was fucking it was awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Not only that
Yeah.
scene, but all the other vista, like the other scenes that they shot, like the vistas,
I
were
mean, I can just
breathtaking.
imagine the scene where at the end where the Eternals like they make a marble, right? He's basically a marble,
Yeah,
like
like marble.
celestial now.
That was
Yeah,
the part that one of the things I got kind of confused by. I'm like, oh, so she's just gonna turn him into something. I was like, what is that? Like
she
soap?
turned him into a rock.
It's a
Yeah,
big
yeah,
soap.
it's a big rock.
Rock, marble. I don't. Yeah. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
so
and then I
like
guess he just stops
even
growing. I was like, okay,
even that
sure.
scene on the big screen is really cool.
Ah, dude, if you watch
Um,
it again in a theater, I would
yeah,
highly recommend
recommend. Yeah,
watching it in
yeah,
IMAX because there were more than enough scenes shot in
yeah.
IMAX that you go, what the like, whoa, that's fucking
S-
nuts.
So let's we've talked a lot about the film, and we've talked for a while already about
Yeah,
this. Um,
I forgot you asked me about my thoughts though. We got diverted. I apologize.
yeah, you haven't really given
Well,
me your pain
well,
points. Obviously,
I
you
do,
loved it, but like,
my
what
pain
didn't you like
points.
about it?
Um, if I had to, most of them are nitpicky, to be honest, at this
Mhm,
point, because I do love the film. I really do like it. But yeah, one of my biggest ones was the third act.
mhm,
Just again, yeah, most people did. I think there was a bit of a pacing issue right at the end. Also, it did lose a little steam because we lost the whole like Unimind, like what
mm,
exactly they were going to do to stop the Celestial was very murky. Like I didn't
yeah,
really understand how this was going to go, and then it kind of ends
right.
up just being, oh, Cersei,
Yeah,
um,
your camera's
yeah,
gone.
turns them to, oh shit,
We'll edit that out.
yeah, sorry, one second, one second.
No, yeah, I agree. The Unimind thing is very, very murky
I don't
at
have a thing
best.
on my face, do I? I
Mm,
don't, right? Okay, I got rid of it. You don't see like a square right here.
no,
Okay, good. Sorry.
I would have told you. Also, you literally just asked me. I don't have a thing on my face, right? And you went like this, and I'm
Well, I
like,
mean,
I
in
don't.
the center of the screen. My bad.
What am I looking at?
I
No, you
mean,
don't
the
have anything on
center
your
of
face.
like the fucking screen. Sorry.
I know
Okay.
what you mean.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah, how they defeated or how they came up with the plan to beat him still is murky, and
Yeah.
how Cersei even beat him.
Yeah.
I don't really get. I was like,
Me either.
they didn't do a good job of explaining how they
Yeah. At
actually
that point,
turned
I
him
was
into
like,
a freaking marble or something. But
yeah, I was like, okay, sure. I
yeah,
mean, ultimately, it's like the Unimind powered her up, gave her enough
yeah,
energy
not great. They didn't do
to,
a good job of that. No,
yeah.
I was
But
like,
they gave us
we
the
gotta wrap it
Makari
up.
fight
So
scenes and all that, and I was like,
yeah, so
that's
it's
fine, no
forgivable.
problem. It's
It's
forgivable.
forgivable.
But
I
that
thought
was Yeah.
But the third act is something that the whole MCU I think has a problem with, and we've talked
Definitely.
about
Yeah.
this. You
Yeah,
know,
we have.
every season finale of the MCU shows so far haven't really stuck their landings. Um,
Yeah.
they've been
No.
kind of like bad episodes almost. Um,
Though I would
and
say,
then
the
Loki,
Loki was the best one for sure.
Loki so far was.
But yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So like, even Shang-Chi to me, there was moments where I was like, we're gonna wrap up this fight now. Oh no, here comes a new thing. How about now? Oh no, here comes a new thing.
I didn't
How
know
about
you
now?
had I didn't know you had an issue with
Oh
Shang-Chi
no,
that way.
here comes a new thing. Like everything was
I,
cool, but it was like, okay, come on, it's
you're
fucking
feeling
kill
it.
the
You're
big ass
feeling it.
thing. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's getting long. I need to go get to
I
bed.
think I
I don't know.
think I feel you. I think if I watch it again, I'll feel it a little bit more. For me though, I was just so
Yeah, I agree.
enthralled with that they had the gall to go that fucking far and that it was actually
Ah,
working.
yeah.
And I
No,
was
don't
like,
get me wrong.
okay,
I
I'm
I
on
love
this. Oh no,
Shang-Chi.
I know. No, I feel you.
But anyway,
I
yeah,
think that makes sense. But yeah, the third act, that was like really the only thing that was my biggest issue. I mean, other
mhm,
than that, I mean, dude. Oh, and obviously that the deviants themselves were sort of pushed aside, like that deviant, that prime deviant. I don't know what he's called,
yeah.
but I'll call him that.
All of a sudden, he
Uh,
started talking, and I was like,
he talks, and then he like it's all ended with Thena, and
yeah,
that fell a little bit. Again, that's a third
yeah.
act thing, so
The
it's a lot
deviants
of it.
fell. Yeah,
A lot of it was all the third act kind of stuff,
yeah.
but other
It,
than
it,
that,
it
dude,
yeah,
I
yeah.
have very little to be like. I like because like, yeah, there's some flaws, but ultimately, I like there was a path that she took, and she stuck to it, and I would totally forgive her for like some of the stuff that just didn't stick 100% because I think she
Right,
delivered exactly
right,
what really was promised, which is it's this family, and they had to deal with again what their existentialism and it's
right.
very deep. It shows us an entirely new side, not just visually but emotionally, of the MCU that
Mm,
we've never had before. And she went all the way in, and I was like, fuck yeah, dude, like, yes,
yeah,
thank you, like,
yeah.
thank you for having the balls to fucking just stick to what you
Mm,
wanted. Yeah, and when it goes to MCU mode in the small moments that it does, I think she did a good job too. Again, like with the
yeah,
third act, it goes a little MCU mode, but even then, I thought she did a great. She delivered. I mean, again, the Makari versus Icarus fight. No one's talking about that. Like a lot of
yeah,
critics is not mentioning that scene. Fucking
yeah.
one of the. I mean, it's got to be the top speedster fight scenes of all time. I mean, that was just fucking awesome. I just don't know
Right.
how to say it. I mean,
I think yeah, I agree. I agree with everything, and
yeah.
I share your sentiment on not loving the third act and it getting a little like reckless is the word I would use. Like
That's a good one.
we're
It
just
gets reckless. It loses
we're just
steam.
gonna do this and boom, it's gonna work, and it's
It's
just
a
like
trip. It's a little trip. It's a very
wait,
slight
what?
trip.
Hang on a
You
second.
know.
You've done such a good job of explaining pretty much everything. And again, I think that's another thing people overlook. And I think a lot of critics have said it's boring and it's too much. But like, oh, it's too complicated. But it's
Yeah,
like
it was bloated. It was complex. It was a
I
lot of people
never
said
got that.
muddled. That's what
I
I'm
never
saying.
got that.
Me
It's
either. Me
pretty
either.
clear what they are, what they were here to do, and
Yes.
and then you even get more than that. You get here's why they exist.
You know what
And
it is, in my opinion. If we can just let's talk about like why we think the critics just some half of
yeah,
the critics just wasn't feeling this. In my opinion, and I said this before, it's a version of expectation just expectations just not being met, either vague expectations, like they didn't know exactly what to get at all, so maybe their
yeah,
brain defaulted to like, well, I at least got to think it's an MCU film, and when they weren't given that when they were watching it, I think they just gave up on it. They just straight up gave up on it early, and their minds and hearts weren't in it, and so they didn't
yeah,
give it a chance when
mhm,
it was working. I mean, again, so a lot of us, it worked. All these issues that they had about it being
yeah,
long, boring, convoluted. Like,
yeah.
no, I just, you know,
My biggest gripe with the people that are saying a lot of the negative things about the film. Um, I guarantee you, I can go look up so and so's review of uh, we'll just say Shang-Chi, and
sorry, 1 second. Sorry, 1 second. I'm having an issue with something here. It like quit out on me. Hold on. My
Oh no.
AnyDesk quit out. One sec. Oh, it did quit.
Oh, is it AnyDesk that quit?
Bad boy. Yeah, AnyDesk quit on my because I'm AnyDesking from my laptop to see what's going on. Very
Oh,
probably unnecessary setup, but hey, Ed said the flow.
hilarious. But the recording's still running? How
No,
funny.
it's still going. Yeah, it's on my other comp, so that's fine. I just want to make sure this is going. Oh, I see. Haha. It hooked onto my Wi-Fi instead of my Ethernet, which it's supposed to pull from. One
Okay.
second. Sorry. We're cutting all this
Oh.
out. There we go. We're back in business. Sorry, my friend. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Shang-Chi or something. You're going.
So yeah, so again, I think the biggest problem I have with the critics, kind of panning this movie, I guarantee you there's a lot of them that would kind of hit at Shang-Chi or Thor Ragnarok or Doctor Strange and say, "Oh, it's just another MCU movie," and that seems to be what they're complaining about that it's not for this one, and it's like
Right.
that. The gripe isn't. It's not registering with me. It's like, hang on a second, like you said you're tired of the MCU formula. This isn't the MCU formula. There's MCU formulaic moments in it, in some like well-timed comedy and stuff like that, but this really isn't. This is an action drama. This is the first MCU action drama. Maybe the second. Like, Endgame was a little bit of action drama.
I would agree with you on that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree with you
So
on that.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but like it works. It's well paced most of the time. It's funny. It's well written. It's well acted, well directed, well shot. So like the things don't make sense to me. It just feels like they kind of going back to what you said. They wanted something more out of Chloe Zhao, and they didn't get it, and they panned it. And maybe maybe they're saying, oh, Chloe Zhao should stick to her type of film because they want her in that type of film, like Nomadland, which is a fantastic movie. But like,
Absolutely.
the critiques just aren't hitting for me.
They
Like
don't
other
line up.
critiques of other films that I can say that makes sense. This doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I agree. It's baffling because it's not like they're traveling around each other, like in terms of the people who loved it and who hated it. They're completely on opposite ends of the spectrum, yet we're talking about the same thing, and that's what's baffling is that
Right.
we're all talking about the same thing, yet people just had the complete polar opposite experience, and
Yeah.
it's like you can't tell them no, but it's just like that's what really confused me. It's just like, whoa,
Yeah.
wow, yeah. It's just like I don't know. We just read this differently. It's one of the first times I can't remember the last movie that was this literally polarizing, where it's like we all saw the same movie, and yet we're all
Right.
having really different experiences with it. I'm like, wow,
Right.
I don't know what that says. I don't know. Again, I don't know if is that a. I think it does have to do with the MCU, though. I think it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, it has to do something with the fact that we've had this MCU blueprint a little bit. That's where we're all sort of jumping off from.
Yeah.
Not just general Hollywood. It was like MCU
Yeah.
Hollywood. That's where we're all coming off, and we just
Well, like,
jump to different spots. I don't know.
like I don't know. It's just such a strange critique of a film that is i- is good. And I hope, jumping
It is
into
good.
another topic, that hopefully this doesn't deter Feige in, like, let's be honest, Disney, because Disney makes the shots for Marvel now,
All right.
deter them from trying out a sequel. I
All right.
mean, you cast Harry Styles,
Yep.
you got to use him. I mean, we
You-
know,
That's it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're seeing Dane Whitman again. We know that,
Yeah.
but these are big actors that you signed on. Angelina Jolie, Gemma Chan's a big actress.
Selma
Richard Madden's
Hayek.
coming back.
I saw that today. Selma Hayek did
Oh,
come
that's
out
right.
saying that she signed up for multiple MCU films. So again, is it Eternals too? Maybe not,
Maybe.
but they clearly will still show up. They are
Yeah.
now a part of the MCU in whatever. Yeah, whether you liked it or not, they're a part of it now. Just much as
Yeah.
like when we watch Captain Marvel, and we wish that maybe she wasn't part of the MCU. Well, she's part of the MCU now.
Yeah, you gotta live with it
So
now. Yeah,
you gotta live with it.
you know
So
that
look
people.
at her movie, right? It's not
Yeah,
Captain Marvel 2, it's Captain Marvels. So it's they kind of did a little bit of a pivot. It's not
it's the
exactly,
Marvels.
yeah, it's the Marvel. So they could
Yeah,
do something similar here, but it's not Eternals. It's there, but we do another film
yeah,
where they're a part of it, and maybe
right.
it's a cosmic team up. But
But
you know what?
wouldn't you go
Go
ahead?
ahead.
Go
No,
ahead.
no, no, go ahead.
I'm good. Wouldn't you hate to see these characters become the Guardians of the Galaxy? Like that
In
would
what
bug
way?
me.
In what way? What do you mean?
Like how they're treated. Like completely flip the script. So now, uh, Drig,
Druid.
Thena,
Yeah.
Drig, Thena, and Makari, um, and then Eros and Pip the Troll are now kind of a comedic lineup of the secondary Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, and they go on their mission to go save Cersei, Kingo, and Fastos. I believe the 3 he caught. Obviously, because Icarus flies into the sun. Icarus in the comics does come back, by the way. He's not dead. So I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
was wondering about
saved.
that. That was actually one of my questions. I'm like, did he
Yeah.
just fucking
I mean,
die?
it's
Like,
obviously the fable Icarus flew too close to
right.
the
I mean,
sun.
yeah.
But yeah,
And
I would hate to see that.
I
If
don't
it
think.
let's flip it on its head. Like bring Chloe Zhao, let her do more of it. Let it be pretty and with the freaking Celestials look absolutely amazing again. I don't know.
I think that could the whole flipping the script that can only happen if they do decide not to go with Chloe Zhao. That's pretty clear. It's very possible that could happen if they don't go with her. If it sticks with Chloe, I think she'll obviously just carry that and continue. And a lot of all the Marvel execs. So when I say execs, I mean like the group there now that is the family, James Gunn, John Favreau, all the high hitters will all convene on their stories and make sure they line up. And they did that with Endgame. They've done it
Right.
before where they're able to mix tones. So I'm not worried about that. But I am worried though about what happens to the Eternals if they're not under the direction of Chloe Zhao. Again, just because I loved it. That's the thing. Is like we both liked it, so it would be heartbreaking to know that she doesn't get,
Right.
if not Eternals 2, at least Russo level, James Gunn level oversight on Eternals as an IP. So,
Yeah.
but I think it. I don't know at the moment, but knowing Feige, not knowing Feige as if he's my fucking pal, but Feige does make really good decisions more than anybody in the industry, and that's my opinion. I have an inkling that he will keep Chloe Zhao. That's what I want to. That's what I want to think. That's what I want to believe.
I feel like he will also keep her. Like he's gonna be like, listen, this is gonna be good. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't because of business decisions. Like Chloe Zhao movie's not gonna get released in China. Also,
That's all that angle, yeah.
Simu Liu movie isn't gonna get released in China. And those are all considerations that they have to take into take under consideration.
Yeah, but he also can't. Him getting, him diverting from that route that they started also is pretty telling, though. That is also he's gonna get flack for that as well.
Right.
So I don't know. Who knows? Who
Yeah.
knows what he's gonna do? I'd like to think he will stick to his guns. Ultimately, I think that will serve him better because China's a huge market, but America is his biggest one. And
here's the last thing on this like bad reviews and bad receptions and what happens to the future. The one review that stuck out the most to me that I saw, and I'm not gonna say any names, MCU's first DCEU.
Yeah.
I just like couldn't disagree with that more. I would put this up against any DCEU, even the Suicide Squad, which is by far their best movie to date, in my opinion.
Sure.
Maybe
Sure.
people disagree with me.
It's definitely top,
but like
top tier for sure. That's objective.
Wonder Woman 2, Justice League. I didn't even really enjoy Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
I don't need that. But the DCEU film, come on. Get out of my
Oh no,
face. No way.
100%.
It's
I
so
would.
much better. It's so much more coherent than anything the DCU has put out. It's again, it has its fun moments. It has its good drama moments. It was good fun film, and I think it's just been panned for just wanting too much out of it. Or critics are saying, no, Chloe Zhao, you don't get to jump over into this big world. You have to stick to your
I
art house
know.
films.
Yeah, I hate that. I also
Right.
hate some of the one that really irked to me was I saw a few critics who didn't love
Mhm.
it, and they used the words didn't get the assignment, which is a very modern phrase nowadays being thrown around, right? You've heard that on TikTok and shit. But that she didn't get the assignment, and there's other critics who are in that same vein, and I hate that. I hate that so much. I think what ticks me off the most because that insinuates that Chloe there was an expectation
Mhm.
on their end. Like to say that you didn't understand the assignment means that you have an idea of it. And
Right.
I go fuck you. You
Right.
didn't know the Eternals and what to expect of this movie in the first place. So to then put that on to insinuate that you now have a higher mentality about the IP, about this person who's been working on this film for 2 years and took on the immense, this immense property that no one knew
Right.
and did a good
Yeah.
job it's just disgusting to me. I'm like, go
Yeah.
fuck yourself, honestly. Like, you
Yeah.
can hate the film, that's fine, I don't care. But to say that she didn't get the assignment, to like attack Chloe
Yeah.
for something that you thought that it didn't meet your expectations, for something you probably didn't know what the fuck you were gonna get
Right.
anyways, go fuck yourself. Sorry,
Yeah.
go fuck
Like
yourself.
this wasn't like an easy task to take on. Like this
No.
isn't Spider-Man. This isn't. I mean, this is akin to um John doing the first Iron Man.
Yeah.
You know, Iron
Yeah.
Man comic book movies to that date hadn't been great. I mean, you sure you
Sure.
had Blade, you had X-Men, Spider-Man, but like they'd always kind of fell under their weight.
Absolutely, I would put
And
Shang-Chi
this,
in that too as well, by the way.
yeah, absolutely, yeah,
Shang-Chi is the same
and
thing.
like the last
Hill,
two
tall
movies
hill.
Marvel, the last two movies Marvel put out, I think were big risks. I'm not
Absolutely.
sure they necessarily reaped the reward they hoped because again, these movies were shot over a year ago, and they were
Way,
supposed to be coming out. This movie was supposed to be out in 2020.
right.
So like
Wow.
that's how far
Yeah.
back this
How
movie was shot
pushed.
and done and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously it's not going to reap the rewards you would have had otherwise. But yeah, the critique of it was too big of a task for her, or she didn't get it. Like,
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm sorry, did you have a better idea?
That's
Because she
right,
did a
exactly.
pretty good job of putting everything together in a very coherent, easy to understand way. Even
Right.
though a lot of people say, "Oh no, it wasn't easy to understand. It was too much." It's just it's like it's not, and it's not like I've seen reviews. We're going on this review thing a lot,
Well,
but
it
like
was rightfully so though, because it is the
yeah,
biggest talk around the film. It is, yeah.
I- I've seen reviews say it's just a special effects driven nightmare with no human elements, and I'm like, wait, that's what movie did you
Yeah.
watch?
Yeah, exactly. What movie did you
I
I
don't get
heard
it.
somebody say that this why did it feel then that I was watch it was just punching aliens for 2 hours. I'm like, "Dude,
There was
most of the
not.
movie was for sure not that at
Right.
all. So
Yeah.
why? I don't know. Maybe you fell asleep in between,
Yeah.
woke up in those, and thought that was the movie. God damn it. Talking about
I
falling
want
asleep.
I want that to stay on. So the critic reception, it's not just that it's bad for me, it's that it just hasn't made sense. Hasn't made any sense.
I don't think so.
Panning the film because it's not MCU enough, but at the same time panning the film because it's different than the MCU. It doesn't make sense. Like,
The
wait,
critics don't even line
you
up. Like
want one? Yeah,
yeah, the whole all the critics like criticisms don't even line up,
yeah.
even though they all
Again,
know that they didn't like it.
I think you're right. I think you hit it on right on the head. Like they had an expectation for what this film was, and when it wasn't that, they just panned it.
They checked out.
And yeah, they checked out. And
They
I
checked out.
just don't think that's. I really just don't agree at all. But anyway, that's our chat on
That's it.
Eternals.
We
That's
love
it.
Eternals. We hope it gets the longevity it deserves. But we shall see.
I hope it's a sequel, and I hope it's everything we see everything in it. And clearly, the MCU is doing some crazy stuff here. They've taken some serious risks this year,
Yeah.
especially.
Oh my God,
with
love it.
Starting
Love it.
from WandaVision down to Loki. Clearly, they're building something big, and now you got Eternals with these Celestials, threatening to come back to destroy the world.
Can we just give it up for Kevin Feige one time? I mean, just this man.
One time.
If there was if I had to marry a man, it would be Kevin Feige. Like this dude
We're gonna
just
cut that from the
knows
podcast.
why.
Anyway, go
Why?
ahead.
It's not wrong.
I'm just kidding.
But dude, the guy just gets it, man. The guy
He
just
does.
fucking gets it, and I love the guy.
And clearly now he's, after 13 years, he's ready
Yeah.
to take a chance on new characters and new ideas and exciting things. Shang-Chi, Eternals, Blade in the MCU. I didn't think we'd ever see Blade. Miss Marvel, which is going to be crazy cool. And then I think we're going to see the multiverse is going to explode, obviously, in No Way Home, but I think it's going to explode in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. Multiverse is my next. I mean, they're both really hyped up films for me, but it's mostly because it's all actually connected to Spider-Man too, and it's obviously because that's just the best superhero movie ever made. Sam Raimi, baby. Oh my God, dude, that movie is gonna be fucking awesome.
It's gonna be nuts.
I would bet money that is also a movie that will be pretty much something we've never seen in the MCU. I'd like to think. Like,
I think it's gonna be. I agree.
I think it's gonna be like a horror film. Yeah, it's gonna be like a Sam Raimi horror film, which I just pray to God, please, yes, please, yes. And Feige idolizes that dude, right? They worked together before, so if I was Feige, I'd be like, fucking do whatever you want, my friend.
You would do your worst.
Do you?
It's gonna be great.
I trust you.
I hope Toby shows up in it.
We'll
just
see.
because that would be amazing. But maybe he won't. Maybe Tom shows up in it, which is also fine, I guess. As long as they give Tom a damn suit and not a stupid CGI suit anymore. Tired of that crap.
Oh my God. Okay, we don't have to get into that right now. But Jesus fucking Christ, please.
We can talk about that when we talk about No Way Home. Because I guarantee you, last note on this. I guarantee you, if Toby and Andrew are in actual suits and Tom is in a stupid CGI suit, it's going to be such an eyesore to look at.
I didn't even think about that, bro.
Other people, but for you and me and
you're so right.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's going to be a massive eyesore.
I'm kind of scared now.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously for like stuff where they're not moving a lot and they're just there and they have their masks off, yeah, they'll probably be wearing all, practical suits.
Costumes,
but other than that, though, some of the other action stuff, they were wearing the suit. They did a lot of stuff practically. In this film, obviously, they didn't put a lot. They don't have the budget or the time to necessarily fuck around with that shit. So
right. Anyway, we're gonna move on to a new segment where obviously news, man talk, and now a final segment to end the show. We thought it'd be fun to bookend every show with like a little fun little segment, try to keep it pretty short. And we're calling this one You're Rebooting. Well, I said that wrong.
What?
You're
Are we gonna say what together?
Wait, sorry. We can try. You're rebooting. What?
What?
Oh, Jesus. All right, ready? I'm gonna
Not bad for the first
You're
time.
Rebooting. What?
What?
Oh my God. How off
Wait, no.
are we?
No, we're
trying to do it together.
No, I'm gonna say what. That's it. You can say we're rebooting, and then we both go what? Or you want me to say we're
I misunderstood
because you can lead me into you can lead me into the
we're
what.
gonna edit this down. I promise. Ready?
Okay, let's do it again.
I'm gonna do. We're rebooting. I got that wrong.
Booty.
You're rebooting what? Oh,
what? Oh my God. Elongate your what so it gets me in there.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. You're rebooting.
What? Wait, what the fuck?
That was the longest wait. What the fuck?
Why did you wait so long?
You said that's how you wanted to do it. You said you wanted to
Oh.
say the what part, and I would say you're rebooting.
Oh, no, you say what too. So we both say what at the same time, bro.
You motherfucker.
It's
Okay.
okay. The Beatles have done this a lot. They mess up.
1, 2, 3. You're rebooting. What?
What?
How are you so far off from me? It's
Wait,
insane.
I'm hearing us at the same time. Maybe have we been lagging this entire time?
Well, I guess we're gonna find out in the recording. Anyway,
It's fine. It's okay. It's not perfect. Fuck it. We got it.
uh,
One of those
okay.
will work.
The segment is called "You're Rebooting What." So we're essentially bookending the show, and the way this works is we're taking a classic movie franchise or TV show, and we're gonna do our best to give it a fresh new spin. We're gonna, we're gonna cast new directors, cast new actors, something that needs to be rebooted because this is Hollywood and everything is eventually going to get the reboot. It's gonna get the reboot.
The reboot
that's
boot.
the end. Yeah, that's the end of the sentence. Maybe not. That might not be proper English, but I'm not here to be proper. But for the first episode, we're actually going to reboot the Terminator franchise.
Oh
And
boy.
we're not talking
Because it needs another
sequel.
reboot, right? Yeah.
Well, has it had a reboot?
It's had 2, homie.
What
Wait, hold on. Genesis was meant to be a reboot. And basically Dark Fate, pretty much.
Genesis was
yeah.
I thought
Genesis was a reboot.
Sequel.
No. Salvation. Remember, Salvation was like in they was following John Connor.
That was a future one, yeah. Where they're Kyle Reese.
And that was a sequel to T3. But Genesis, no, they abandoned all that shit, and they were like, fuck it. And the whole point of Genesis was, in the first couple of scenes, was it starts off with them they're sending Kyle Reese back for T2 for T1, and so they decided, we're just gonna take that beginning part and then fucking U-turn that motherfucker.
I literally just Googled it. Is Terminator Genesis a reboot? And it says, well, this is coming from the producer. It's not a remake, nor is it a continuation of a sequel, nor is it exactly a reboot.
Okay.
And since it's a reimagining. Okay, I guess it has been a reboot.
Reimagining reboot. All right.
Doesn't matter. Terminator Genesis is awful. So it shouldn't
I didn't
exist.
absolutely hate it, but yes, it's not good. I enjoyed some parts of it.
Terminator Genesis.
Okay.
Jai Courtney. What's his name?
Actually, that's a good question. I think it's Jai.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Kyle Reese.
Yeah. No thanks. Get out of my face. I no.
Didn't need it.
As soon as he had like a promising career, and then he did that Die Hard movie.
Oh my god. Can you not mention that movie? Oh my god. Good Day to Die Hard.
That movie killed both Bruce Willis's career and simultaneously ruined Jai Courtney's career. Anyway,
dude, we got to do Die Hard on another one though. That'll be a good one.
Yes, absolutely. We're definitely.
I have so much to say about that.
Because Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Anyway,
I don't really give a shit. Yeah.
But I will fight to the death. Anyway,
I will agree.
By the way, we need to get back on track here.
Yes, Terminator.
Just really quick here. Dark Fate.
What? Reboot?
RT score?
Oh, wasn't it like, it's fucking abysmal, right? It's like 17%?
70%. 70.
Wait,
Dark Fate.
What?
Terminator Dark Fate is 70% on the tomato meter. That is.
I think I just took a time portal to a different universe. Are you fucking kidding me? That movie is not rotten?
That's almost 20. It's almost 30 points better.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck
Eternals.
out of here. No.
70%. Yes, it is.
Why did I? What's that effect where you forget something like as it was? What's it called?
Like Tim the Toolman Taylor? Oh?
No.
No.
That's pretty good though. Let me try mine. I haven't done that one in a while. Kind of like that.
Oh yeah, that was way better.
I think he gets a deeper though. He gets a really good. Anyways, that I forget where you forget something like Bernstein Bears effect. That whole, you remember that? You know that effect Well, you think you remember something correctly, but it's
No,
really not that at all. Okay, fuck it, whatever. That effect. Yeah, dude, that movie was fucking ass. That
that
was
movie was
like literal
terrible.
poop.
Yeah, it was awful.
70%.
70%.
That's outrageous. That's out. That's. I'm sorry, but that's got to be some PC bullshit, right? It might be. I'm
Why?
sorry. Because of the it was, it was led by three, it was like it was like feminism plus, where it was like, it was led
Oh,
by three women, and the whole story was about rewriting John Connor with this chick who just came out of nowhere and is like the
uh,
new leader of the resistance, and then completely
fem-
nulled everything that even Sarah Connor was
um,
fighting for with John. Anyways,
is
Fury.
Feminism Plus a streaming service?
Hey, dude, it might be. You never know. Watch out. It could. It
Is
could.
it
You could see it.
does it cost wait, I got a good joke. Does it cost 79 cents? Because that's how much more. Oh no! Oh
Oh
no!
no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Play that TikTok song. Oh no! Oh
Oh
no!
no!
Oh
Okay,
no! 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 I don't know. It'll
we
cost
might
you
need to
probably
cut that.
a testicle or something to watch it.
Okay, we're
As a
definitely
man.
cutting that.
Anyways, okay, hold on. Back on track. So
Yes, let's
Dark Fate's
reboot
trash,
Terminator.
and let's reboot
Look,
Terminator.
Terminator 1, Terminator 2 are all-time classics, and I think that's where
100%.
people will get upset more with the reboot because I'm saying in order to redo this,
Hit me.
you unfortunately we can't see Arnold. He needs to be recast in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, okay. So wait. Rule. Just rule check. Rule check. This is moving forward with the current resources of our time, or just is it more like Dream Team? Like if we were to go back in time and like
nah. I say we
current
do it.
current resources.
Yeah, like
Okay.
who would
Okay.
we
Just want to
cast
be
as a
sure.
Terminator right now? Yeah, I
Go
think
for it.
that's better. Anyway, so yeah, so the rule is we have to get rid of Arnold. No more. He needs to be.
I don't hate
He
that.
needs
I
to
don't
stay
hate that.
hasta la vista, baby. I think he's actually
He used to say he
hurting the
won't be back.
franchise. Yeah, he's actually hurting the franchise at this point to bring him
I would
back
agree.
all the
You know what?
time.
I would agree with you because they feel like they have to be tied to him, and they
Yeah, you
always
feel
have
like you
to.
have
They
to.
always have to work him
Yeah,
in. He's like this
yeah.
fucking farmer, and in this other one, he has like he can torpedo attack. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. They
So
always have to work it in so stupidly. Yes.
right, I agree. So I'm going. You're not gonna like my director pick. I'm going with
You don't know
Chris
that.
Landon. He is the director writer of the fantastic Happy Death Day and Happy Death Day to You.
Oh,
Also, the very underrated Freaky. Uh, I want Chris Landon to direct
it's a
a
very interesting
found
choice.
footage style
What the fuck is this
horror
going?
horror film
What?
of the Terminator. Right,
What?
the first Terminators. Stop laughing. The first Terminator.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. This is
God damn
awesome.
it!
Keep
The
going.
first Terminator works like a horror film. She's getting chased
True.
by
Yes.
this. I mean, essentially, he's a ghost. He's this object you can't kill, you can't touch, you can't get near. And Kyle Reese comes and saves her. I say you work on that horror film, and you do it as if like it's not a Terminator movie. You don't tell people, you don't reveal that it's a
Mm-hmm.
Terminator movie until like midway
Okay.
into the film, and then you realize, wait a minute, is that Skynet? Is that
I like it.
is it wait, is he a fucking Terminator? Is he holy shit? And then, you know, in typical found footage movie form, there's don't laugh.
No,
In
this is
typical found
awesome.
footage movie,
I just
found footage movie form, you don't need to tell people the names. It can just be found footage,
Of course, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the names aren't important. And then like
Yeah,
midway through the
it's
film,
because you're changing perspective too. Like you could follow different
yeah,
characters who don't know exactly what, and they fall upon
yeah,
it somehow. Like the
right,
stories converge. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And this is my first thought. Like, do a found footage horror film, make it grounded. You don't have to spend a ton of money on effects. You can keep the budget low, and with a good marketing campaign, you just basically knock it out of the park. And you don't like essentially you're not putting a ton of movie money into it, because at this point these things are you're not going to be able to. Terminator 2 is like one of the greatest action films ever made.
100%.
I don't think anyone can argue that.
Might be top
You're
3.
not going to top that.
Yeah.
You're not going to top it.
No.
James Cameron knows what he's doing.
No.
And we talked about Terminator 3 yesterday. It's a terrible movie, but I guess there's some cool action scenes in that. It's a terrible movie. A woman's boobs grow in the movie. It is a terrible movie. Anyway, there's another piece we need to cut. Anyway, so yeah, you do a found footage style movie. Chris Landon takes the directing helm. Because I think he's a very underrated director writer. He also directed and wrote Disturbia.
With Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, LaBeouf, he ain't coming back. Woof. And then by the middle of the movie, you reveal her name is Sarah Connor,
Mm-hmm.
and that she, you put shit into motion there, and that's my thought.
Oh wait, so you're going full. This is full reboot.
Yeah, we're ignoring 1 and 2.
Oh, you're ignoring 1 and 2. Okay,
That's
okay.
a reboot.
True. That is the true definition of a reboot. But we've obviously played loosely with what the fuck a reboot
I guess
is.
maybe remake it. Remake Terminator. So that's my thought. And then really, I don't really know who to cast as the Terminator, because in my mind, if you cast somebody like Dave Bautista or
The
John
Rock,
Cena,
which are obvious, although
or
obvious
The Rock,
picks.
it's too obvious, and it's gonna get compared too much to Arnold. It just is, right? But if you cast somebody that is unsuspecting, I mean, the whole reason James Cameron casted Arnold Schwarzenegger is because he was giant and stoic, and
of course
that it worked. It doesn't have to be that way. Like now we know robots can be slim and small and cool.
I would definitely think you'd have to you'd have to stay as far away as you can without going too overboard from the Arnold the style of that robot, the T-800. Because also I first of all, this is fun. I mean, great fucking job. Like, I was not thinking it was gonna go the beer that far to fucking we're changing the complete genre and shit. Like, okay, I fucking dig it, dude. Like, would it get greenlit? You can do
what you want with the. I doubt it.
Doubt it.
No way.
You were the guy that comes in with the hair, like with just fucking. You look like you're just going. You've spent nights, not sleeping, and you're the guy that walks in there asking for tea and a fruit. And the guy, and you sit down, and the guy's just like, "Oh fuck! All right, what does he got to say?" You say it, and he's like, "We'll see you next time, maybe." Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But no, dude. Well, first of all, that's fucking awesome. I love it. I love the idea. I think found footage, because I like how you pulled from T1. That makes sense. Yeah, very much. And you do practical effects again. Fucking, because those were terrifying. Those were legit scary. Yeah,
and you don't have to. You're not going to blow the budget. Like, I'm pretty sure the budget of Dark Fate was like $200 million. Like, you don't need to do that.
No, like, not at all. Again, obviously,
this
and it
would never get greenlit because James Cameron is still the exec producer and he still owns the rights. But I mean, you could cast somebody as like Michael B. Jordan as the Terminator, or a.
I mean, I hate to say this because it's like so overplayed, but fucking Idris Elba would be fucking awesome.
Probably or Idris Elba as the Terminator. Yeah, and those guys would be perfect.
To add on to your spiel, because I love it, the whole found footage horror thing. Okay. So you in order to mask it though, you can't so the Terminator, or let's just say Killer. I think you'd have to go all the way. I think you'd have to disguise it as almost like a slasher film, where this girl is just being straight up like it plays almost like a classic slasher film. Then you find out at some point that like she tears off whatever, I don't know, cheesy way of doing it, but that it's a fucking some sort of metal, like humanoid robot of some weird shit. then
Brilliant.
that's like, where the fuck is this go? It's like, yeah, now it goes like, where the fuck is this going? And then you
drop
do your little
you drop
snowball of Skynet.
Yeah, you start dropping hints like, oh, here's Skynet. Her name is Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Throw Kyle Reese in there. I don't think you need him. But yeah, I think it works, and I think that would be even better. Hey, you're sticking now. It's a found footage slasher film, which we don't really have any of.
Very new.
It
Very
would be new.
different.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
it. I like it, man. You started
that's
off on a good foot. It's a brilliant idea.
I think that's how you remake / reboot. We need to rename the title of this segment.
Dude, I was about to
The
say,
Reboot.
when you said lit, it'd be cool to just call it "Let's Get Lit" or something, or "Will It Get Lit" or something like that. I don't know. It's very modern.
Greenlit.
Like greenlit. Yeah, something off with lit. That was like fun.
Yeah.
That could work. Yeah, I can see that. Some crazy A24 A24.
Yeah.
Yo, A24 Terminator
Okay.
film horror
Maybe even
slasher.
Robert Eggers.
Robert Eggers. Oh, dude. Yeah. I feel it. Yeah, A24
Dude.
Terminator film. Fuck yeah.
I think it would work, man.
I think
It
so
would
too.
be
I love
absolutely
that idea.
insane.
Yeah, and I love the idea that maybe I don't know, maybe she has like, how would she'd have to have like some form of amnesia or something. Like, how do you stop her from saying that she's Sarah Connor? It just doesn't matter. It's just like it's just a woman being chased by someone.
You could put in you can make it, I mean, adopted kind of sounds like almost it would work, but even then, like, I'm not saying she knows she's Sarah Connor. I'm saying the audience doesn't know she's Sarah.
Okay. So yeah, the amnesia thing
The audience
works
just knows
somewhat.
they just go as Sarah.
Right.
And then as the movie keeps going and people keep getting offed, and you set it in a city, kind of like the first one, and then you could even like have her go to the cops, and the cops, she's saying, "What's your last name?" Connor.
Yeah,
and
right.
You could do found footage, which you could also do, like, there's cameras everywhere now, so like you could do it like a guerrilla style found footage.
No, it's so true.
I think it would work. And I think it would be brilliant, and it would
That'd
be the
be
perfect way
so-
to kind of reinvigorate a franchise that's dead. The franchise it's terrible. Like when you have three
It's so far
back
gone.
bad movies,
It's so far gone.
it's not worth saving anymore.
No,
because you're just
no.
throwing money at it that isn't going to work. This, not only could it work, maybe it works. Maybe people don't care about found footage movies anymore. I don't know.
I love found footage movies. I think there's a space for it. There's just, there hasn't been any good ones lately, for sure.
The genre kind of died, and I think
the genre is dying. Yeah, but you just need to have a good one. That I do. I would. I love that. I think that could definitely. I mean, it's just so far out there, yet it kind of still follows in line of it's not like a comedy.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think that's a fucking Put that on the board, dude. That's fucking great.
Yeah,
that's definitely
100%.
up there. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and then
like
you don't have to cast someone as big as Arnold Schwarzenegger, and big I mean like muscle wise.
To keep again the anonymity. I think you'd have to like cast lower for sure, just to keep that.
Yeah. Someone like Stephen Amell, Arrow, the guy that plays Arrow.
Yeah, Stephen Amell. Yeah.
He's pretty stoic. He's a good actor.
Sure. Yeah.
Cast him, and oh shit, And in the sequel, if you wanted to follow foot like Terminator 2, you could pay homage to T2, and do a massive action film, and just go off the rails with him saving John Connor. But I think to restart the franchise, the best thing to do is forget everything that's happened.
Just throw it all out. Throw it all out.
Throw it all out and start new. Give it that found footage feel.
I love the idea. I honestly don't think it would ever get greenlit, but I love that idea. Yes.
Oh, no.
It would be like on a blacklist. It would be on a blacklist thing.
Yeah.
But damn, even to be honest, just fuck Terminator then. Just like that movie in and of itself sounds pretty fucking dope. You could just be like a robot slasher horror film. You could just still kind of make it like Terminator, but just don't call it Terminator. Just call it something else. Right. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
All right, man. I think
Well,
But
okay, I'll give mine, but
okay,
but my reboot idea is not so much a reboot. Then it would fall because it would fall in line with, yeah, the Genesis, the Dark Fate. I selfishly speaking, this is just what I wish they did.
okay,
After and this is where I'm gonna throw a bit of a curveball. After T3, I liked T3. I every time I watch it, I'm like, I like it. I enjoy it very much. I don't think it's it's look, I get it. I get why people think it's not a good movie. It
okay,
completely just shitted on the tone of 1 and 2, that's for sure. Like it transformed it to a very much early 2000s, action movie that couldn't be so
right.
dour, and it needed to have some jokes. It had to be a little bit more light on its feet. I get that. But I actually think that the story isn't that bad, and it actually kind of makes sense in line with what was supposed to happen. I like the idea that the that Judgment Day is inevitable. I love the idea that
Okay,
this is all inevitable, and that Judgment Day was just postponed. It was going to happen at all. It was going to happen no matter what, and that, yeah, okay, they do the same thing where they have to send back a fucking Terminator and a TX or whatever, and
yeah,
that whole thing is the same. Yet his secret mission in this one is not even to stop Judgment Day or anything like that. It's just to simply save John from Judgment Day. So I
right.
liked, like, that all worked for me. And fucking dude, when Arnold Schwarzenegger fucking thrusts that damn core into that bitch's mouth and goes, "You're what is it? Oh, you're
You're terminated.
terminated." Come
Yeah.
on, dude, that was fucking awesome, dude. Anyways, I go on. I put my neck out for that movie a little bit. I really do. And that action scene. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but fuck, that action scene's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I went and watched it. It's cool. It's cool.
It's cool. It's really good, dude. Anyways, so
Yeah.
what I would want selfishly is to just continue what they had there. We never finished John's story. This is what I don't understand about the writers for the last 4 movies. Or 3. We didn't finish John's story. We keep talking about him being this fucking savior of humanity, and we never get to see it once.
So you want
So
to see him save
yeah,
humanity?
my whole pitch for the next fucking movie would be just show that. It's really simple. Just fucking show him. He's in his mid-30s or mid-40s, and he's part of the resistance. We see the resistance. Like it's a lot like what Salvation, and I guess, should have been, instead of
Yeah.
focusing all our time on fucking Sam Worthington for some fucking reason. I don't understand
Worthington, that's his name, Sam Worthington. Yeah,
what the
Avatar.
fuck. That's where that movie fucking shat the bed. It was like, seriously, you had
Yeah,
Christian fucking Bale, you had Batman, and then you want to write a whole story around this motherfucker? I don't, whatever. Mugg, you son of a bitch. Anyways, so it's a lot like that though. Like, it's set in that time where we see him actually be badass and really cool, and he's still kind of learning to be like the leader. He's not there yet, but he's still learning, and you see him become this basically Jason Bourne of fucking Terminator. And yeah, that's all. Isn't that all you really needed? That's what all we ever cared about, is seeing
yeah.
John be the person that he wanted to be. And you end the film where he actually faces off for the first time with the Terminator. And
Oh, Terminator. Yeah.
again, selfishly at the time, yeah, it could be fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger again, because why not see Arnold Schwarzenegger and John Connor go at it for the first time? I thought that'd be cool. But it could be anyone else. I agree with you though that it shouldn't have been. It should be somebody else
Yeah, I see what you're
other
saying.
than
Yeah,
Schwerner.
yeah, yeah.
But that's all. I haven't even thought of it all the way through. But I feel like that should have been just the logical step in the fucking
Next.
franchise. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
because
fucking give us that movie, dude.
why? Part of me thinks that like James Cameron doesn't want to do that because you kind of see that in Aliens. Aliens, Space Marines against a
Sure.
unkillable thing.
That whole thing has
Yeah,
somewhat been done before. Yeah.
right. So I think that's why you don't see it. Game over, man. Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Paxton. Yeah. Game
Game
over,
over,
man. Game
Terminator.
over. But yeah, I mean,
I think there's nuances
think,
that can be done. Again,
yeah,
everybody just wants to
can
see the T-1000s fight. That's all they. Who cares if it's like aliens? They just want to
be
see
fair,
that moment in time that we have never ever
see,
seen in
gotten
that
to see,
fucking
right?
timeline. Yeah.
I will say, my other idea for the reboot would have been just show us the war.
Yeah,
Show us the
that's what I'm saying.
this
In that
Cybertron
time,
war. Not Cybertron.
yeah,
That's
Cybertron,
That's Transformers. I swear I
Cyberdyne,
like movies.
Skynet.
Skynet, Cyberdyne.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Show us that
yeah.
time that we've only
Yeah.
seen like slight glimpses of. Like,
yeah.
what the fuck? I'm sure there's a lot happening there. And what I would say is like turn the story on us again. Where I don't know, whatever. Like fucking I would like to think that Skynet would come to terms with the fact that okay, it's inevitable that John is going to defeat us, so they make another plan. They fucking go to the future and fucking plant themselves there in preparation or some shit like that. Fuck going back to them in the past. Go somewhere else.
Skynet story would be interesting. Yeah,
you have a fucking time. You have a time machine. Fucking do other things. Make other movies,
100%.
bro.
Yeah,
Like there's so much more Skynet can do to prepare for against fucking John Connor or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I agree.
And it could go into the cosmos and all that shit. Like that's all I wanted to see. Why couldn't we just do that? And it just whatever. It's not gonna happen.
But we agree. I think we both agree that Terminator needs something new, something fresh.
Yeah.
Either finish the story that was originally meant to be told. Stop giving us like I don't need Linda Hamilton.
I love Linda Hamilton, but no, her story was complete with T2.
Yeah. T2
it was complete.
That's
why Dark Fate is a piece of shit because they completely went back on everything that they did and whatever fuck.
Right. It all meant nothing.
Yeah, it all meant nothing.
So,
but and that was produced by James Cameron, so I'm just baffled. I don't know what the fuck happened. He had a lot of
input in it. I don't know. He's too busy working on Avatar 17.
I guess so, yeah.
But yeah, I think that it needs a fresh spin and
but to be honest, I don't think it should be rebooted. I'm done. I'm done with the franchise. I guess you're not, but I'm fucking done with that franchise.
It's not so much that I'm not done with the franchise. Like I think I am. I'm over the franchise. Like I had no desire. I saw Dark Fate on Prime. I didn't see it in theaters or anything.
Oh, lucky you.
But I think that like we are in a time in Hollywood that you're not going to see original ideas.
Yeah, we already are. Yeah.
Marvel just tried something semi-original and it fell on its face critically, I guess. So I mean, we just spent I think over an hour talking about Eternals. So yeah, these things are going to get rebooted. So I just think it's fun to see how we would do it. Put our spin.
No, I agree. I mean,
so yeah, so that's what that was. Terminator probably should die. Next time we'll talk about Back to the Future, Ed's favorite movie that'll get rebooted.
Oh my god.
Eventually. I'm just kidding. Maybe that movie won't get rebooted, but anyway, yeah, that's it. That's the end of the podcast.
That's episode 1, baby.